Hello, this is Palico Patch and welcome back to another episode of Sunless Skies. In the last episode we died. We just died. It all ended very, very abruptly. We were killed by a big Cthulhu train type thing and, well, yeah, death. The Black, the Great Black. So we do need to set up our new captain. We've inherited a little bit of money, a vial of stuff, and that's about it. But since we didn't get a lot done in the last playthrough, I'm not super sad about it. However, we have done not the soldier, it was the Zailer with high iron. And from my experience of what we saw in the last playthrough, it seems veils are quite important initially. And well, if it helps us evading and deceiving, I'm all for that. So really, we get to choose from being a street urchin, no parents, no laws, no masters, but also no roof over your head, no money, and often no dinner. Freedom comes at a price. Or a revolutionary. The world is broken, one way for the rich, another for the poor. You decided to do something about it. And you know what? With the way the world is at the moment, not that I'm going to get all political on this channel, I think a revolutionary is the way to go this time around. So, you were a revolutionary. The law offered you no protection. The engines of the state were set against that which you knew to be just. So how did you resist? With your feet and fists, you marched, and when marching wasn't enough, you fought. So that increases our iron. Or with our mind. Lies are the tools of tyrants. You published research to expose those lies and illuminate injustice. That's our mirrors. Or with your art. Art travels swiftly. It cannot be imprisoned. It cannot be hanged. Increases your hearts. I'm going to go with iron because you still need to fight in this game. So let's do that. What does winning mean to you? We're going to stick with wealth because that is the easy one apparently. And you know what? We're just going to randomize this time. Don't like the hat. Don't like the moustache. Now that is a dainty hat. I dig it. As far as this is concerned, we've done me. Let's go for Dr. Lewis. I mean, why not? Dr. Lewis, why not? And there we go. So our iron's quite high. Our veils is high enough. Over two, we'll just have to work on, I guess. Let's do it. So we need to take a facet. We need to take a facet. So lines and veils. Take a facet, I guess. Let's see what we got. What did the winds of fate hold in store? So we have a scandal. You were the gossip of London salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad they said, bad they said, dangerous to know. So we... Hearts and veils or hearts and mirrors. Scarred, you came close that day to death. It left its mark. Iron and mirrors are iron and hearts. A spell in prison. The judge Stony Face condemned you to Newgate, the stalactite prison of old London. That's veils, hearts, veils, iron. The liberation of night. Oh, you began to hear of a secret sect of philosophy among the most extreme anarchist cells. The liberation of knights. That's veils and mirrors and a cryptic benefactor, whatever that may be, or 5 veils, 3 iron, and a moment of inspiration, or an interlude in red and gold. You lost your mind once. They put you in a splendid hotel managed by a cheery gentleman who would determine when you could leave. Well, we did that one last time, so although we got high veils, I still think we need high iron. So I'm going to go for this with the chance of mirrors or hearts, which is our lowest stats at the moment. So scarred. You came close that day to death. It left its mark. What was it that nearly killed you? So, an attempt on your life. There is a bullet scar beside your heart. You have learned since to be more judicious in your choice of friends. And then an engine accident. A breached pipe, a jet of scalding steam. You spent a week on the brink, trapped in boiling dreams. The scars are still livid on your skin. You know what? An attempt on your life. Why not? There we be. So 25 veils, 22 iron, 13 mirrors. Nice. And here we are in New Winchester. We're going to crack through this as quickly as we can. Script clerk begs a moment of your time. I represent Halliges, the banking house. I promise this will take only a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, Doctor. Very promising indeed. We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution for the storage of your assets, absolute discretion, and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We require only a signature. The offer is entirely complimentary, I assure you. At Halliges, we measure ourselves by the quality of our clientele. This will unlock a bank vault, allowing you to store and withdraw items at any hub port. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm certain that this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you good day, Doctor. So you may access your bank in the central port of any region. You will find it in the list of areas on the left-hand menu when docked. Select to transfer items between your hold and the bank. You'll be able to access the contents of your bank from any hub port. If your captain dies, the contents of your bank will be inherited by your next captain. Oh! Well, I didn't know that last time. Fine. So, Incautious driver, we will be taking you on. So, iron goes up by 6, hearts by 2, and we are with the establishment. Nice. We've done this bit, so I'm not going to bother reading that. Let's explore the city. The smoggy, clanking, singing, stamping, thronging, frantic heart of the Reach, an ever-expanding port of soot, smudged glass, and bright steel spilling across a drifting, misshaped, mist-wrapped archipelago. So, an opportunity. Learn about trading. Yeah, we'll do this. Again, this is something I did, I think, off-screen last time, so I'm not too fussed on that. Visiting the Promise of Days is one of your options when exploring the city. Cool. Let's visit. Introduce ourselves. And this is the bit which they just tell you about opportunities, but I do believe they do give you a prospect as well. So bear with me, I'll click through this. And there we go. Ask them if you know of a good prospect available. So, the host at Magdalene needs an urgent delivery of seeds, paying a pretty penny too. Port Avon, southwest of New Winchester. Right, so we're going to go southwest this time. We've done that bit. Good, we know about that. How to expand the prospects and bargains available to you. What do we do? What do we do? Oh, so the more popular we get, the more stuff we'll get offered to. That's fine. Bid them goodbye. That's all we need to know. Right, so... Oh, the fastidious inspector. And she wants to go to Port Prosper, which is where we're going. So, yeah, why not? Let's take you on. We're going to take on some crew. Potential recruits crowd the station looking for work and promising captains. We need... Oh, hang on. We got full crew on this time around? Oh, okay, maybe not. Right, so let's have a look at this black box. Right, so it was left to an earlier captain in your lineage by Amelia Whitlock, the first captain of the Orphean. In her will, she asked that it be delivered to an address in London. The task is yet to be completed. It is a casket of black basalt, longer than you are tall, and unadorned, with a single small recess that contains a keyhole. The thing must weigh most of a ton. It stands upright in the corner of the hold, where the crew have pushed it out of the way. And let's examine it. There are no carvings or inscriptions on it. The joint where the lid meets the body is too thin to admit even a knife blade. There are no holes by which light or air might find their way in. It is impossible to see inside without opening it. Even the keyhole has been engineered in such a way as to prevent peeking. The recess with the keyhole, though, as far as you can determine, that is more recent addition to the box. The stone has been drilled and chiseled away to create space for a modern metal block. Alright, well, I guess we'll keep it for the time being. So that is all this here. Shops. Shops. So we've got the bank now, the engine yard, which we can't buy anything, so there's no point. How much money do we have? Show me my money. 66. And an uncanny specimen. Great. Right, so Victoria Market. That as much as I can buy. And we shall buy it. Everyone's engineering. No bazaar. Seeds for Magdalenes. And yes, we've got to go southwest first, don't we? Furnaces can be reliably purchased at High Brass or the Leadbeater and Stainwood Nature Reserve. Okay. And here, the Devils of Carrion had experimented with new penance involving close harmony singing. They request up to 5 gourds of chorister nectar, which is considered a vocal panacea by opera singers and actors. That lies to the northeast of Winchester. Wood at the station is an auction house at Lustrum that's come into a vast quantity of chorister nectar. So, seeds, nectar. Done and done. Done and done. What map have we got? What's this? Yeah, those don't change. That wouldn't appear to change. But we need to go down south. So, southwest. Let's do it then, I suppose. Let's go have a look. See, I mean, we need to find something relatively sharpish. We've got no money. We've got very few supplies. This is going to be the big test as far as this game is concerned for me. The big scamps narrow. The big issue with Sunless Sea was everything randomly changed and you pretty much started from scratch. Now, understandably, I haven't seen a lot of the game so far, so I haven't got a lot to sort of hold against it from a comparison perspective as of right now. But as we get deeper in, it will be pretty interesting to see. I presume, like in Sunless Skies, Sunless Seas, there is Kissigar Gardens. There is new friend. Yeah. There are certain places which don't move at all each time, which will be good to note. Are you a friend? You're not attacking. You're not attacking. Right, so yeah, I presume Magdalene's doesn't move. That is just a set thing in the nether, which is fine by me. Fine by me. I'm just doing a big loop here. Canters still. The taste of smog. The sound of iron on iron. We are home. No, we're not. No, we're not. Back out we go. I mean, unless I find something of value here, this is going to be over quicker than expected. But we are just finding our feet. So, you know, it's nothing to be concerned about. I'd like to think that the game allows you a little bit of leeway when it comes to stuff like this. I'm going to head straight down. South and west. Oh. Not going to head that far south. We'll go this way. I mean, I suppose you could argue if we go around this way, when we go to the bottom of this, it will be southwest. So, we'll do that. That is a plan. A distant nebula shines on this place. Its light as mellow as melted butter. Nowhere in. Oh, here we are. What's this? What be you? Port Avon. Oh. Behold, a ruin of giants, gargantuan blocks jigsawed together, furred with moss and whispering with orchards. A bucolic village nestles amongst them. Smoke pours daintily from the chimneys. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds on the village green. Of green? So, let's get off. A ramshackle dock juts into the sky beside a farmyard, scattered with rusty locomotive parts, plating, piping, a chugging motor with its innards exposed. Let's go. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves your locomotive into position. Welcome to Port Avon, she calls, as you disembark. A rich knot of scent greets you. Leaves and wood smoke, enriched by an infrequent but pungent intrusion of goat. Port Avon welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in the future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. Okay. So... Salon stewed gossip. Caddy of dried tea. So all we can do is write a port report right now. The locals are willing to update you on the news. There's not much to share. Were it not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. So yeah, port reports. We know about those. And that's it. Apparently. That's on the... So let's go to the village green. A golden nebula scintillates above Port Avon's apple trees, allotments, eel fishers and steepled church. Here you may, if you choose, immerse yourself in the village's quaint rhythms. So someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire and impaled its top with a jaunty damask umbrella. Or we get to the village green, the heart of the village, surrounded by orchards of real apple trees that were shipped through the avid horizon as seeds. What, nowhere in. Beverages, a tour of heaven, describes Port Avon's single public house as a welcome respite, justly famed for its authentic old earth cider. The locals can be welcoming for a while. You may be able to recruit more crew here, so we're not fussed by that. The Cyclopean Ruins. What palace was this? What giant king made his home here? And why did he abandon the vast stores of souls that the locals still quarry from beneath the stones? Perhaps you might risk a furtive excavation of your own. Not one of the lumen stones is quite square, yet they all slot together immaculately. I think I've seen this before. Let's click it. Not one of the lumens. What were these ruins before their fall? Even their bones are tall and stately as the finest cathedrals of old France. What purpose did they serve in the past? Plentiful days when their sun still shone. So we can conduct a nocturnal excavation. Port Avon's chief export is souls, quarried from vast stores entombed within the ruins. You'll need assistance, luck and discretion. The locals would not approve. 42% chance. Or enjoy the picturesque surroundings. How they saw, how tragic, how solemn, like the most rampant visions of Turner. Before I start doing this, I just want to pop back to the village green. Well, I presume I can't do anything at the dock. Oh! Recruit a repentant devil. He's looking for passage. Interesting. He claims to be useful. He doesn't ask where you're headed. Officers require a sign-on fee. Oh. Perhaps not. So if I click Port Avon... Oh, it takes us back to there. Okay, right. So, back to the village green. Let's go to the village green. Right. So, the heart of the village, surrounded by orchards of real apple trees that were worshipped through the avid horizons of ships. Blah, blah, blah. An endowment of years from her renewed majesty grew them to swift maturity. So, take a relaxing stroll around the village. What sort of place is Port Avon now? Watch a cricket match. The crack of willow on leather. A hesitant smattering of applause. I presume that's going to be sort of terror reducing these two. I don't really want to be doing that if I can help it. It'd be a waste of time. Let's have a look in here. The man stands behind it, flesh and finery, the colours of the dawn, shepherding customers through their sampling of wines. Sweet wines, sour wines, subtle wines, and sinful spirits of every vintage, save, of course, the Hesperidian cider. And gives a small, sad laugh. I know because I looked. This is the only place with real apples. But even here, that cider eludes me. So we can ask him about the cider, a rare vintage, unheard of and unseen since London. This merits investigation. Why not? I like cider. Come here, come close and listen, you effervescent thing. I have a story. An associate of mine, he once gave me a sip of it. One golden drop to place under my tongue, and my life was changed. A carnivorous pleasure steeps in his voice as he speaks. I went back to the store immediately, of course, but the price was too much. And then eventually the dreams drained away, and now I'm here, serving wine to drunks. His laughter is black and bitter, but the Auroral Sommelier gives you the address nonetheless, just in case. If you decide to risk the same grief, savour it for me. Right. Apparently, we can buy some cider. I mean, how are we? How is our welcomes? I kind of want to go back here. We're going to go and do nocturnal excavation. Hey, partial success. Well, not full success, but never mind. You wait until the lights in the cottages have all gone out before you begin your starlit work. Your crew quietly clear the mossy rubble and set to prying one of the vast stones from its setting. Suddenly, your lookout hisses a warning someone is coming. So you can capture them and continue your plunder. You can flee, or you can hurry. You dispatch your burly stokers to overwhelm the wanderer. We won't retrieve any souls. Or hurry. The entrance you've made is narrow and embraced, but perhaps some nimble member of your crew could squeeze through. I'm going to hurry. It's only a crew. They squirm in and roll out a dozen lenses of smoking glass in which ancient souls shimmer. Then a rope snaps, the stone collapses, sealing or crushing your crewmate. You escape richer and lonelier. So we have a jumble of indistinguishable souls. We've lost a crew, and we're wearing out our welcome. Hey ho. So let's go back to... Let's go look in the Nowhere Inn. Lots of things to do here. All costing me. Or is it costing me welcomes? I think I can do all these. The new Somerset Hunting Club has exclusive rights to the rooms above the pub as well as its finest brandies. Let's do that. Thick cigar smoke curls around the air, filling this private chamber with premium grade fog. Bloated gentlemen in well-worn military uniforms sit at mahogany tables, sipping port. They chunter of the old days and how very much better they were. So we can request a membership. It was a famous club in old London, home to not just nobles and distinguished soldiers, but ex-ministers, royal courtiers, and other members of high society. Our sort of people. A stout veteran gives you a polite once-over. I suppose we could countenance an application. Of course, membership is not a matter of mere money. No. Here do I ask your attention to the trophies. Most are old and musty. Neath creatures, deer, foxes, and a bear, all hunted in the members' now long-distant youth. Perhaps if you could decorate our walls with some impressive local fauna, We can talk matters of first payment and the membership. Of course, we could hunt the beasties ourselves, and we will. By thunder, we will. But the fire is so warm, and there is port left in the bottle. I mean, okay, if we kill something, cool. If we don't, never mind. What else we got? Recruit the Rat Brigade. Oi, down here. 3 rats glower up at you from below a table, where spilt beer has trickled down to form a rat-reachable puddle. This will get you chief engineers who will increase your veils by 6, iron by 2, and affiliation villainy by 1. I mean, we need as much help as we can get. You'll do. The smallest, most scarred rat is called Cinders. She introduces her companions. This, she indicates the rat wearing goggles, is my second, Petronella, our mechanic. She gestures towards a rat with glossy fur, and this is our agent provocateur, Albrecht. The rat inclines his head. Need a locomotive. These battle-hardened rats are all that remain of the Rat Regiment, a mercenary company active in the early days of the Winchester War. Used to be a dozen of us, the best sappers around, said Cinders. Now look at us. Her whiskers twitch. Time for that later. We'll pay Doc. Cool. So we'll put them on in a second. So, intercede in a mushroomy matter. The pub is out of scrumpy. The barman blames a creature, a cross between a mushroom and a jellyfish. It sways in its seat at the bar. Who does this creature belong to? Bellows the man, fuchsia with rage. The Blemmigan he points at is a grizzled member of its species, most of whom were left behind in the Neath. The fuchsia gentleman roars in fury. Between bellows, the truth emerges. The Blemmigan is no one's pet, and, far worse, no one will admit responsibility for its tab. The Blemmigan is unconcerned with the tumult. It nods its cap at you with grim respect, then flops a tendril into a mug of stout. It stares bleakly through the window. So we can't pay its tab. So I'm guessing we're going to leave it alone. The Blemmigan drinks serenely while squabbles continue above it. This is, of course, a problem for someone else. You can always drink cider. Okay, so short-sighted Cryptologist, I guess, or Cryptozoologist. She perches on a stool in the corner, staring at the map of the Reach. I could have... No, must have taken the wrong connection at New Winchester. A tiny figure weighed down by 2 backpacks and a heavy duffel coat looks through thick glasses at her map and then up at you. Excuse me, I need passage. I don't suppose you could help me. I'm on the trail of unusual beasts. I can pay for your time. Why not? Traitor's Wood, beams the short-sighted cryptozoologist. She leans in conspiracially, as it turns out, to the wrong person. They say there's all sorts living in that place and... Oh, sorry, she turns to you. There's all sorts living in that place. Possibly even an ape man. Won't it be fun to find out? So. Traitor's Wood. I'm guessing we'll come across it at some point. So, let's read a work of speculative fiction. In the note by the fireplace is a shelf of magazines. Each contains a story by the local author, the turbulent fabulist. The fabulist's work has been accepted in a number of publications, including Murgatroyd's Miscellany, Earth and Heaven, and The Seasonal. He is prodigious. What story catches your eye? So we have The Eyes of Heaven, being a thrilling tale of discovery and danger in a sky heretofore our own. Bones in the Well, being a macabre tale of one's soul descent into solitude and madness. The Devil's Confession, being a satirical tale of infernal ambition and mortal folly. Big words. Now, The Vacant Throne, being a tale of political inevitability from the perspective of empire. A Corpse at the Window, being a sinister tale of familial duty and intimate horror. Or The Parson's Cookpot, being a darkly comic tale of domestic misbehaviour and unusual appetites. I mean, I am trying to keep in character here, a revolutionist. So, The Vacant Throne, I guess. Another silent century passed. Upon the throne, the king's corpse withered and sagged, mold devouring the incarnadine robes. Then a sound, the doors opened. A woman entered, young, scarred, a sword in her hand. Behind her were more men, more swords. About time, thought the throne. And we are wearing out our welcome. But we have a sky story, which is nice. Do I dare? 48, let's dare. Success! The taste is so sweet, so appley, so heart-twangingly, breath-catchingly nostalgic that it would be easy to miss the kick. What a dangerous little beverage. You drink judiciously and only allow yourself one more mug. Every sip reminds you of a world that is lost somewhere at the far end of the universe. So we've lost sovereigns, and we're no longer welcome. Alright, so be it. Port Avon's first public house stands a bit. We've done this bit. Unwelcome. Conversation stills. The clientele stare at you balefully. Last order's just closed, a barman grunts. You leave the stuffy silent pub and return to the dock. Okay, cool. So there's nothing we can do here because we have nothing which they want. However, let's have a look at their shops. Bazaar. Okay, so we need seeds. We need 75. We need 75. So what does Sharma Sons sell? So if I sold the souls and a fuel. Oh, sorry, a cell. You mean they don't like great? So nothing I can do here, essentially, is what it's telling me. I just have to get on with it. But I can get seats here. Good to note, I guess. So at that point, we might as well go to our officers. 2 iron, 6 veils, or 2 hearts, 6 iron. Yeah, so didn't realise this was an engineer. That's a bit of a bugger. The Rat Brigade has made a mess of your galley. Straw, bits of blanket and patches from damaged uniforms have been gathered into a makeshift nest. In contrast, tiny notebooks, battered derringers and hip flasks that are not as small as you might expect are stored with care, stacked in a corner away from prying hands. Spend time with the Rat Brigade. They can be a riot if they're in the mood. What about you? You I can't help because I don't have the money. Alright, well, let's spend some time, I guess. The Rat Brigade are playing cards. Cinders is cheating by means of mirrors concealed in the sleeves of her uniform, a spring-loaded trap, and brazen card counting. Albrecht and Petronella have devised a surreptitious drinking game around each new display of bad sportsman, more sports ratship, should I say, not sportsmanship. The Rat Brigade has made a mess of your galley. I'll do that bit. Oh, is that it then? Anything different to be said? No. Alright, okay. That's us done then. Quite literally, I think that is us done. There's not a lot more I can do here. We have no money. We have little fuel and I mean, I've just got to go out and explore and hope I'll come across something at this point. Which is a bit of a stickler. But yeah, there's nothing else to do. Just got to go out there and see what I can find. But we're going to be doing that in the next episode. So thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated. And I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy.